Oh my God. Is the market dipping and crashing and going down or what? But I love it. Why? Because I'm a dividend growth investor. Hey, how's it going? I am Russ, and this is Dapper Dividends, where we do talk about dividend growth investing. Now, we're going to talk about the dividends that I did receive in the month of November. And it is now, as we turn the page, we just got a Christmas tree. The lights are up, so that means Christmas is coming. And was it going to be a good Christmas for dividend stocks? Hey, I don't know, but I do know one thing, that the dividend income that I do have is the same. That hasn't gone down. So this is really cool. And what I love about dividend investing, because the market is crashing, people are freaking out, I really could care less. So we love this as dividend investors because it's a great opportunity to get stocks on sale. You can get your dividends cheaper because as the share price goes down, the yields go up. And we love higher yields because we're getting more bang for our buck. Is anyone surprised? Are you surprised that Jerome Powell removed the word transitory from inflation? No. I mean, come on, seriously? So what did they do? In 2020, the United States government printed 40% of all the US dollars in circulation, on top of not allowing people out of their house and giving them direct payments, and on top of keeping interest rates damn near at zero, which disincentivizes savings. So they want people spending, and you get what we had, which is an inflated market. People were just dumping money into the market, and everybody was awash with cash. Well, it's only a matter of time until that cash works its way into the system. And for inflation to really take off, we need velocity of money. If everyone's sitting on the money, it's not really going to create inflation. It's just when everybody starts using that money and those dollars start changing hands, baby, that's when things get crazy and we get into the Zimbabwe and Weimar Germany territory. And I don't know. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all that that there's, oh my God, inflation's here to stay. Duh. Like, was it the Moderna CEO saying that, oh, it's bad, we're worried about this. Oh, duh, you're worried about it. Check this out. So Moderna's revenue, that's their sales in 2019, was $60.2 million, okay? 2020, year end, their revenue was $803.4 million, which was a gain of 1,230%. But wait for it. Trailing 12 months, Moderna's revenue is $11.83 billion for an increase of 1.5 million percent. Gee, do you think that Moderna has something linked to us needing vaccines and there being diseases to cure and COVID? COVID, to say the least, has been very friendly to Moderna. So, hey, you know what? Good for them, but always look at that. You always have to try and look at both sides, and that's what I'm trying to become better doing with investing. And the last thing I'll say that caught my eye, MasterCard raised their dividend 11% to 49 cents, and they initiated a stock buyback program of, I think it was $805 billion. And you know what? That is really cool. You always want to look for dividend stocks. I love looking for dividend stocks that are consistently increasing that dividend, and they're buying back shares, because less shares to spread earnings out over means more earnings per share, means the share price is going to go up. That's more money for you and I if we hold those stocks. So speaking of shares and speaking of dividends, let's get to it and see exactly what dividends we received in 3 portfolios. Keep in mind, this is through a taxable account, through a Roth account, and through a self-directed IRA. And if you're new to the channel, I rolled $30,000. I pulled it from our big 401k, where we don't really have that many options, and I wanted to play with it. So in March of 2020, I put $30,000 into this, into a self-directed IRA at Schwab, and away we go. It's growing. it's doing its thing. We're not putting any more money into it. I want to see what I can do just with dividends and maybe selling some covered calls and cash secured puts. So these are the consolidated numbers just to make it easy. We don't want to be here for an hour. So across two portfolios, we received $17.28 from Verizon. Now that was on 27 shares. Verizon, much like the next one, AT&T, where we received $188.24 across three portfolios on 362 shares. God help me. I hope I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm confident. I'm going with Mr. Stanky. We're hoping that he's going to steer this ship and we're not on the Titanic here. So, the telecoms, the big three, I think, is in consolidation between AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. If you look at them all over a 6-month chart, boy, they've been going straight down. And I'm not 100% certain. But it just seems that it's across all three. So, that's something to keep an eye on. Next, we received $15.08 from Clorox. Now they're paying $1.16 per share. That was across two portfolios, 13 shares of Clorox, and their shares popped up recently with this the COVID fears popping their rear and their ugly head again. So, hey, Clorox looking good. And you know what? I don't like to sell, but if Clorox gets in the 210s, 220s, I might just cash out and wait for them to drop because that feels way overvalued on Clorox. Next, one teeny tiny itty bitty share of Apple paid us 22 cents. I started the position in Apple at $146 and the damn thing just took off. It's at 160 something now, and I felt 146 was toward the high end of being overvalued. So, you know what? I don't know. I may sell it. We'll keep tabs on it. I'll let you know. Next up, I love this company, AbbVie, ticker ABBV. We received $46.80 on 33 shares across two portfolios. AbbVie, looking good. I know they have a few patent cliffs coming up, but solid company nevertheless. Next up, Procter & Gamble received $10.44 across two portfolios, paying 0.8698. Come on, get it to 87 cents a share. So Procter & Gamble paid us $10.44 across 12 shares. Then the one that's been growing, and this is going to be, in my opinion, a dividend aristocrat someday, is Starbucks, ticker SBUX, paid $12.25. 25 shares across two portfolios. We really like Starbucks. We don't really drink at Starbucks. My wife has some gift cards, but every time I go in there, it's crowded, and that's what I like to see. I tell the kids, my kids hold Starbucks in each of their portfolios as well. So I tell them, every time you look in a Starbucks and you see that cash register, well, it's not a cash register anymore. It's swiping of the card. You're getting money that's going to be coming to you every 90 days in the form of that dividend. Next up, Eaton, ticker ETN, not a company a lot of people know about. Eaton paid $7.60 on 10 shares, so they're paying 76 cents a share. They make electrical components, I see them all the time in my field. That's how I found out about Eaton, because I'm always seeing their circuit breaker boxes. I'm always seeing electrical components and things with, they used to have hydraulic fluid power. I've always been seen, I've always seen Eaton around the neighborhood where I'm working. So I looked into them. They paid a dividend. They're a dividend growth company. And I bought 10 shares of Eaton some while back. Now they're a little bit expensive, I think. Next up, 10 shares of JP Morgan, ticker JPM, paid us $10. They pay $1 a share. You'll see this kind of playing out next. I like to have at least 10 shares. That's kind of like my floor, whatever it is. Even Lockheed Martin, we're at 9 shares, and I'm trying to get that to 10. I don't know. I like nice even numbers like that to be the floor. So JP Morgan, 10 shares. Next up, ACI Albertsons. They paid us $1.20 on 10 shares. They paid 12 cents a share. They own Jewel Osco around the Chicagoland area here. And man, I'm up well over 100% on them. I bought them at around 15 bucks a share, and they're at around 35 now. So right about 100% almost gain on ACI, which is a grocer. I would have loved to have bought more. Next up, ticker GD, General Dynamics. Again, 10 shares on one account. Those last 4 were all one account. General Dynamics paid us $11.90. And they do a lot of government work, a lot of government contracting. So General Dynamics, they own Gulfstream. They make private jets. They make military hardware. They work with the United States Navy. Go Navy. Next up, this one, it's been a little bit dicey. Omega Healthcare Investors, ticker OHI. We're down big on OHI. Not going to say now, but it's around 27 a share. We bought 100 shares in the, mid 30s. But hey, not perfect, but this is the beauty. At least we're still getting that dividend. I don't think there's any danger of a cut. I looked at their free cash flow. They have enough to cover that dividend. So currently a 9.59% yield on Omega Healthcare. 107 shares paid us $71.69 of dividend income, which we use some of that to roll into a share of the next one, Realty Income, which is another REIT. I like to hold REITs inside of the tax-advantaged account because a REIT is a pass-through entity. They have to pay out 90% of their earnings in the form of a dividend. So we get stuck with that tax bill so they don't have to pay any corporate tax. They're kind of a tax shelter. And just know that you pay your ordinary income tax rate. So if that is in a tax-advantaged account like a Roth, you're not going to be paying anything on those dividends anyways. So Realty Income on 2 accounts paid us $15.81 on 68 shares. And granted, that is monthly dividend income. They are the monthly dividend company, which I love Realty Income. Next is a master limited partnership, ticker ET Energy Transfer, 31 shares, $4.73 across one portfolio. And make sure you stick around. There will be a link at the end or in the description below for a video where I just talked about why you should keep MLPs potentially inside of a retirement account as well. They're natural gas. I like the space. I like that they're exposed to natural gas. I like that. I think that's going to be a big part of the future. 2 more to go. Last 2. Campbell's Soup, ticker CPB. It's a position I had started, 6 shares. I haven't really built on it. I think I'll add some more soon. $2.22 on those 6 shares. And last but not least, Stag Realty, ticker STAG. They paid us 97 cents total. It's only 8 shares, but that's 97 cents that comes in every month. They have been growing that dividend for a few years now. I think almost 10 years, about 9 years if I remember correctly. They pay 12.1208 cents. I don't know how to say that. If you know how to say 0.1208, let me know. That's not 12 and a tenth cent. Math was never my strong suit, so let me know in the comments below because you know where the comments go. Yeah. Stupid. Anyway, so total, out of all those across 3 accounts, we were paid $416.42 in dividends. We love that. You know what? I just thought of something. Don't be envious. If this is something I've had to work on and I am working on, you can do this too. You can have this too. It just takes time and patience and persistence. And this is what I believe to be safe income. And as that old saying goes, that envy is the least fun of all the sins. So don't do it. Trust me. Take it from an old pro. Envy and jealousy are poison. So let me know what dividends you received. What was your biggest dividend paying stock? I would love to hear that. Let us know. You can reach me on Twitter at RustyRam78 if you want to chat with me there. I pop in and out every single day. So, hey, let's chat it up. And speaking of the MLPs, I have 3 money saving hacks that I just covered in this video right here, and I would love to share that with you. So check that out, and I will see you there.